You've had enough of that shit.
Could have had the food and beverage job. Playoffs?
Say hello to my little friend.
Welcome back to the Villain Report. I am Russell Wayne, a.k.a. The Villain, a.k.a. the UDFA of sports podcasting. That's right. Undrafted, unwanted, but still finding a way into the millions of all of the Villains fans every single week, or at least the tens and tens of people that come in here. They say that history doesn't repeat itself, and the Lions are certainly hoping that history doesn't repeat itself, because the Lions have not got a victory over the Baltimore Ravens since 2005.
You've had enough of that shit.
We need to end that. We need to end that streak. But in today's episode, we are doing the weekly Heist picks with my friend Robert from the Green Bay Packer Nation. You see, we can get along. We're doing the weekly Heist. That's what it is, the Villain Weekly Heist picks. We're going to pick these games against the spread, and we're going to have some fun doing it. I want you to also participate in the chat with these games. As we pick these games, we want you to put your predictions into the comments. This episode is brought to you by Fanatics.com. That's right. If you bleed Honolulu blue, if you're rocking with the 313, then you need to gear up like the real one over at Fanatics, our official merch partner. I'm talking official Lions jerseys, blackout hoodies, throwback Tigers gear, WWE gear, Red Wings drip, so icy. It should come with a Zamboni. So here's what you do. You click this link in the description, in the comments, save up to 25% off of your order from our affiliate marketing partners at Fanatics. Every click supports the channel, the page, and lets the world know that Detroit fans do it better. We do it bigger. Villain Squad don't do knockoffs. We do official. We do Fanatics. Get yours. That's right. If you want to connect with the Villain, I'm all over the social media networks right there. We have 79,000 strong right there. Help us storm the castle of getting to 100,000 followers. Hit that follow button on YouTube at 313 Villain Squad right there. We are approaching 1,000 from our YouTube channel. We're now building all of the social medias. YouTube, X, TikTok, wherever you scroll, the Villain rolls. Connect with me on all platforms and be part of the takeover, because it is faith, family, and then football, in that order. We use football. We use football to create memories. We don't let football use us. Welcome to the program, everybody. Hello. Hello. How art thou doing in the world? Let me lower this a little bit. Epic music. I felt like I was watching something from my guest right here. It's like the frozen tundra. From the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, we welcome to the program Robert Botana. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. I love your enthusiasm, bro. You are ready to go in the morning. What's up?
I got my coffee.
I got mine right here, as always.
And it's feeling good. We got a good weekend of football, and I got the day off, so I'm just gonna watch some good football games tomorrow. I'm sure you're feeling pretty confident being able to go in there and slap the Browns around. So you should be feeling confident to go to 3-0.
Yeah,
How are you feeling about your chances there?
Yeah, I'm feeling good about. I mean, there's always the risk. This could be a trap game. You could look past it. I mean, I even hear some of the Packer players talking about undefeated. Stop talking like craziness like that. Let's just play good football, and we'll worry about undefeated at the end of the season. I just one game at a time. Let's focus on this because Garrett's an angry man on the other side of the ball, bro. I mean, that Jordan Love should be very worried. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing with you got to have a quarterback in this league, especially when you're going to go against premier pass rushers. I'm sorry. I'm fixing some of the stuff that I have here in the background.
Oh, yeah, no, you're good, man. Do your thing. And yeah, I mean, honestly, bro, the defense is playing well. I mean, I think we should smack them. I mean, Flacco's already thrown a couple picks. He's been under duress a lot. You pressure him. I mean, he's old, man. He can't run. I mean, I saw one video where a guy was calling it elder abuse about what we're about to do to him, and they're making fun of. They should probably pull him for this game and let him, because the Packer defense is swarming right now, and it's very nasty. With Micah Parsons about to be, as you know, Micah's off the injury list, so he's a full 100% go. He's only played 45% was the highest he's played, and they're turning him loose this week. So I expect Cleveland's going to find out about our defense. So,
well, sometimes with those type of injuries, they have those severe contact injuries. Sometimes you get a contract injury.
Yeah,
and
right.
and you don't like your contract, and then all of a sudden you get 47 million reasons, and you go, oh man, what? That back really isn't feeling too bad after all. Like, I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good now that I'm on a good team, and gosh, man, that thing's really moving around now, isn't it, Robert?
Yeah, I mean, if you were one of those people who fell for the story that the Dallas Cowboys were selling because Jerry made a bad deal, in my opinion, he let go one of the most premier pass rushers there is in his prime or before his prime. He let him go like that. And he was trying to taint the deal. He's trying to say, oh, Micah had a bad back. From day one, when we first saw him in camp, he's literally pushing the sled. He pushed it straight up in the air, 8 feet off the ground, and it flipped over sideways. I mean, does a guy with a bad back able to do that? No.
Oh, I was completely convinced that he was fully healthy from the first week. When I'm watching him split Penei Sewell and Tate Ratledge right in the middle and then actually getting the better of that, it's like, he's got some power that it like you don't see it by his size. I mean, he's a big dude, but compared to defensive ends, he's not as big as some of the other guys that are out there. And it's just like, you wouldn't be able to tell it by his power.
Yeah.
Like, that dude's like, he's got some explosiveness. He rushes differently, like with a vicious tenacity. It's just kind of like, look, I'm not wasting any steps. So you either got to you either have to have him walled off right off the get, or you really don't have a chance, because if he has any kind of angle on you, it's just kind of over for you, which is why you're paying him $47 million a year. So you expect him to be that dominant.
And they really haven't stunted a lot with him yet. But if you watch the tape on him, I mean, his best plays come off stunts where all of a sudden there's tackles going on, and here he comes right around the corner out of nowhere. Here he comes with all that speed. And, oh, my God, I'd be scared if I was a quarterback. I had to face him. I'm just saying.
I'm waiting for Hutchinson to do that. He has a type of dominance, but he definitely rushes differently. Yeah. But, man, seeing Hutchinson jump over a defender last week, I was just
the guy's got. I mean, you could say his leg's probably good. I mean, for him to hop that high, I mean, those are hops, bro. He's got hops, and he did it. It looked effortless. When he was.
and I'm telling you, man, it's like the Lions, and this is something I'm been preaching to my Lions guys. It's like, you watched it happen last week. So Brad Holmes has this like opposite guy of Hutchinson. I think that Lion fan wants it to be this mold because they see what you got in Micah Parsons, but our guy opposite Hutchinson has a different role here. And some of these guys like Al-Quadin Muhammad, you watched him, he plays the role right. He's not an elite pass rusher, but he plays the role correctly opposite of Hutchinson because they are chipping him. They're double teaming him, triple teaming him, trying to get him off the block, which creates one-on-one matchups. And Al-Quadin Muhammad, or whoever that guy is, if it's Makai Wingo, whoever they're rotating in on that other side, just has to be able to set an edge and then win with power. Yeah. If you get a one-on-one, win with power. Put pressure on the quarterback. You don't even have to sack him. You just got to get him off of his spot, make him throw the ball a little bit early, and, let your defensive linemen get their hands up in the air, try to knock the ball in the air at the line of scrimmage like they did last week. So, it would be nice to have Micah Parsons and Aiden Hutchinson. But, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Believe me, they have one formation, they call it the cheetah, where you got Micah on one side, you got Rashawn Gary, and then you got LVN in the middle with Wyatt. And it's nasty, bro.
And you can put him anywhere. That's the thing. It's like he can rush through any gap. Yeah. So anybody that's out there that is a Green Bay hater like I am, I'm also, but the villain isn't going to sugarcoat these things in what it is. Don't think that Micah Parsons just needs to come off the edge, be like, oh yeah, it's just Sewell versus Parsons. If Sewell's getting the better of Parsons, he's just going to choose a different gap. Yeah. He's going to look along that line and be like, which one of you guys is going to be my bitch for this whole thing? And that's something I wish they would do with Hutchinson. I wish they just, because he should be able to do that too. He can rush from anywhere too. Let the bigs get in let them do, you can put 3 defensive tackles down there. Who gives a shit? And then let Hutchinson pick his hole.
Well, the goal to that fast pass rusher and that speed is you want that guy to draw the double team and maybe someone else, because that fast dude may beat the double team. I mean, Micah beats the double team a lot, but that puts everybody else one-on-one. So someone else just got to beat one guy and make a play. I mean, that's the goal of having that kind of speed. You just need the rest of the guys to do their part. So,
and you got those guys, man. That was my biggest fear too. Going into that game, I was telling you guys, it was like the young up and coming guys. Like, our offensive line is young, first year guys. You got some defensive linemen that are just like second, third year guys, like the Devontae Wyatts.
Yep.
I liked him coming out of the college, but now he's going into his 3rd season, and it's you can tell that he's getting engraved, especially second season into this new defensive coordinator. They're starting to figure it out. They know where they're supposed to be, and now they can use their talent to try to slow the game down, and it is. So, kudos to you. I'm still not giving up on my team, though. I really do think that you guys popped us good coming out, but I'm not going to say that we gave you our best game. Right. I think that we're going to have a much better game against you guys when you guys come in, and we've had, 8 weeks to let that rookie settle into that guard spot. Hey, it was much better the second week.
Yeah, no, and honestly, I don't think I don't just one game we got you guys. I mean, I think maybe you guys thought we were too easy of an opponent and didn't expect.
We made mistakes. Like the word out of the campfire was your crowd was so loud. Like, we had communication error. We had linemen that were just running to the wrong spots. Like, oh, oops. And, I mean, that's how you got that big who was that sitting right in the middle at the goal line? It was just like, like, what are you doing? Yeah,
I question when your DC put Hutch out in coverage, bro. I mean, Hutch don't belong out in coverage. He's your pass rusher.
Well, the thing is you're trying to fool the defense.
I get it.
And Jordan Love dropped back and he didn't let it affect him. I mean, it was like almost like there was like this I see what you're trying to do there.
Yeah.
Just dumped it right over his head,
Yeah.
And they shouldn't do that. I mean, I hope they learn their lesson. They didn't do that in the second half of that game, and they didn't do it at all in the Chicago game. So maybe that was just like one of those things where it's like the flea flicker, where you're just trying to be slick on a play. And
honestly, we used to, as growing up, we used to make these where you tear it out of the fucking playbook and crumble it up and toss that play because it was horrible. That's probably what they did.
Yeah, and Hutchinson in one of his interviews afterwards, they asked him about it, and he did kind of laugh it off, and said that he doesn't know how many more times that's ever going to happen.
Exactly.
Don't know if that's using my skill set to the best of its ability, but
well, when they drew it up, the DCs are the DCs thinking, well, at the time when I thought about it, it sounded good in my head, so I put it down on paper. It don't look good on the field.
It worked 3 times on Madden right in a row, dude. I thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God! So we got a good slate here. So I did something a little bit different this time around because the program kept on kicking me off last week.
Right.
So I went through and did the work on all of these and just went ahead and put them into the captions in there. So I know.
Okay,
So,
I see. Oh yeah, that's even all right.
So let's see if let's say, man, I forgot to say hello to everybody. Oh gosh, there we go. Hey Rick. Rick's my guy. Rick, you can count on Rick. He's always here in the morning.
You like that?
I love that. I love that. My faith and family and football guys right there. Mark Orlando is in the house. Kyle. What's up, Kyle?
You like that?
Good morning. Villains and kneecap biters. That's right.
You like that?
We have the enemy in the house today. Make sure that you give him a nice warm welcome right here because we're picking all the games today. We're at peace today. We're gonna pull back the reins a little bit, and we're gonna get along on these days because really, honestly, it's a great way to put that out there. Like Davey says, good morning, villains, faith, family, and football. That's the FFF. That's our motto here because we have it in the right way. You know, you got to use football. We use football. Like Robert and I are friends first, and that way when the football stuff gets in there, you know, we ain't got to be all mad. Yep. You know, when your team loses, like our team did a couple weeks ago, it's like you can focus on what's important. John, good morning, my friend.
You like that?
Happy Saturday to you. Eric, there you go. Imagine how it would be if we had Za'Darius. I mean, I know that they signed him over there, but has he done anything yet? I don't know. I don't know if Za'Darius moves the needle one way or another. I mean, honestly, it's like we don't even give the things that they tried a chance. It's funny. We get these preconceived notions. Well, obviously now since Davenport's injured, we like everything that Brad Holmes didn't work. It's like you don't know what these guys are going to do. You know, they have a plan. You know, Josh Pascal could probably go this week, but he can't because he's on the IR till week 5. So they got reinforcements coming here when it comes to edge rusher. And they have other guys that they brought in. You might not like it from other people's practice squads. But the thing is, you're talking about depth. We're not talking about starters. You're putting your faith into the people that you have, like Al-Quadin Muhammad, who's been in the system for 3 years and has done nothing but get better, has done nothing but overperform through training camp, through preseason, and now they put him in the game for 70 snaps and he gets a sack. So it's like, what do you want from the guy? Well, we wanted to go out and spend money on Za'Darius Smith. Okay, that's fine. But what if Al-Quadin Muhammad is producing better than Za'Darius Smith is? Like, I don't know. I want the best guys that are out there. I don't know. What do you think about that, Robert?
Oh, I agree with you. I mean, you want the best players out there, and sometimes you got, like, I didn't realize how good our guys in the middle were until Kenny Clark was gone. Sometimes a guy's holding a spot and keeping other guys back, and it's not intentional, but you don't really, these young guys, you know, they'll get their shot, and when they do, they got to make the best of it. I mean, believe me, I understand about that. Trust me.
The thing is like, I understand being critical because I'm critical of it too. You know, I want to be proven wrong. in my mindset, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, it looks like as of right now, you have to say the Lions should have won out and addressed the edge rushing position harder, especially after they already knew they had injuries. But the thing is Brad Holmes made a decision, and they did it the way that they did it. So I'm also on the side of letting things play out to see if the moves that he made, I mean, he may prove us wrong here. Because I like the idea of putting Mekhi Wingo out on that edge instead of having him be an undersized defensive tackle. Let him be an oversized defensive end, because that's what he did at LSU as the captain of the LSU defense. He got after the quarterback, and he did it from the interior. But maybe you put him out there because he can obviously set an edge, you know. So I like the idea of giving the guys that are on our team already, the guys that have been working all the way through training camp, to give them the shot before I start freaking out. We don't have the injuries like we did last year. Like the injuries were so ridiculously bad last year. We were pulling guys off the street, you know. You're driving a taxi on Friday and Sunday you're in, you know. We need you. We need you at practice on Saturday, and then you're playing on Sunday.
And it worked. You won 15 games, man. It worked. It really did. You guys,
and that's coaching.
Yeah,
that's coaching. You don't do that without coaching. You get what you do is the new guys that you're bringing in, you make their workload small. Like I just need you to do this one thing, and I need you to do that really good. And then everybody else, the talent, Jack Campbell's, the Brian Branches, where our talent is, they'll pick up the slack. That's what you got to do when injuries come in. Your best players have to, they get more on their plate, and the guys that you're bringing in, especially off the street, you don't want to give them a big plate of responsibility. I mean, all the teams are good enough. All the teams are good enough to find wherever you're even a little bit weak and attack that. That's how good teams win. If you got a weakness at, on left tackle, where do you, where are they going to send the pressure? They're going to send Micah Parsons there. Oh, where are you weak? Oh, okay. That's where we're going to hit you. Got a weak cornerback? That's where we're going to throw the ball. Can't stop the run? We're running. All the teams are great. NFL teams are all good. Every player, 1 to 53. Nobody sucks. They're all great players. It's the elite players that are in a room full of great players are the ones that make the great teams. And Lion fans, we may be learning that lesson the hard way with these Packers. When you add elite players, it makes that difference. Like, it's like trading on your fantasy football team, right? There's a whole bunch of really, really good wide receivers, but there's really only like 5 or 6 guys that will change your fantasy football team, You usually think those, but look at that. We got Steve is real. Yeah.
What's up, Steve?
The Packer backers are alive and well.
Feeling good, too. I know Steve does. Steve's a good Packer fan right there.
But I got a feeling we're going to play 3 times this year, Robert.
I think so, bro. I'm good. Look, going into the season, we thought of it. We talked about it, and if we were going to face anybody 3 times, it was going to be you guys. So. And
I love it. I would want it all on the line. I mean, win or lose, and I hate losing. But
I remember the last time it happened, back in the 90s, bro. That's how long ago.
I don't know what was that? 4th and 20. Brett
Favre. No, but that's when we played you guys 3
out
times.
Of his ass.
That's when we played you 3 times in a season. That was my first taste of playing you guys 3 times in a season.
I remember where I was watching that 4th and 20 when Favre pulled a leprechaun out of his ass. It was amazing. I've never seen anything like that before. It was just like you're just watching you're taking us out of the game. That was, Barry Sanders. Like that was the year where I know that lots of Lion fans were like, okay, this is the year.
Yeah.
So we've experienced that heartbreak. I know a lot of people that are out there, and you guys make fun of us all the time because we've never done anything. But the thing is, we've had experience in not doing anything. So it's like it doesn't phase us like you guys think that it does. It's like we're used to that outcome. So it's like any of this bonus shit that's been happening the last couple of years is just kind of like it's cool for us just being competitive in December and even having a January game to begin with.
Well, I mean, I hope you guys win one. I mean, every team should. I mean, I don't think anybody should go through life and not see their team win a goddamn world championship. I mean, honestly, if you're a sports fan, I mean, I want that for everybody. The only thing that Packer fans really have with Lion fans is you guys get a little success and they go over the top. I mean, it was like, I had some Lion fans coming at me sideways acting like, I mean, bro, I've seen my team win. I understand how it is. I understand what you're going through. I can appreciate where you're at. You don't got to be crazy. Because we look at each other and go, do we act like that?
But you guys do. But
yeah,
you guys. But the thing is,
I said, do we act like that?
But look at it from our point of view, the way that it just went. Like we did taste some success. We were shoving it back in your face a little bit for the first time in like 40 years.
Yeah.
Like a little bit, giving it to you a little bit back, and then it's like the Green Bay Nation went silent on us. Like we didn't hear nothing from you for like 2 years, and then you win one game and you guys come back out. Like I mean, it's
Everybody talked about it though. That's the
good
thing.
Victory though. That's where we're like I'll give you kudos on the victory, but it's like the aggressiveness of people coming at me from the Green Bay side. You have no idea. And it's fun. I like the funness of it, but I'm like, man, you guys weren't flexing like this 6 months ago. You guys were in a room like Gollum waiting for the the ring to come out. Like
you guys
not
swept
you,
us.
not you. Yeah, I'm not talking about you, Robert.
I never shut up.
But
you guys swept us. You owned us. There's not much you can say to that. When you're owned, you can't say anything. If you do, you look like a dumbass. So I don't speak when I know I've got my ass whooped. When I've thoroughly been whooped, I'm not going to try to act like, it didn't mean anything, because it did at the time. It's pride, man. I do not like to lose. I'm not a sore loser, but as a competitive person, it's been in my blood my whole life. I hate to freaking lose. I hate it.
But that's I hate it too. And then but there is something about what we do, right? When you come to a platform like this and you come in and you own the loss, we all move on like that. And the same thing that I do. That's why I do my overreaction Mondays. It's an overreaction either way, Robert.
Right.
Like there's like if the Lions win, then oh my God, we're getting the Lombardi. We're going to the Super Bowl. Let's go. We lose, fire everybody. Whose fault is it? Oh, they should have. Oh, and then all of a sudden everybody turns in to this guy right here. It's like, oh my gosh, they should have listened to me. I'm not negative. I'm realistic, Robert. I told them everything they should have done. They should have listened to me, Robert. They should have listened to me. And they turn into that guy, and it's like that's an overreaction too. It's usually somewhere in between, right?
Everybody's a Monday morning GM, bro. That's
right. Yeah,
I got everybody.
I got my list, Robert.
Yeah.
You want to hear my list? Here's the truth. The Lions haven't won against Baltimore since 2005 when Joey Harrington went 10 for 23 with a tutty and 2 interceptions.
Wow.
Kevin Jones averaged 1.9 yards a carry.
Look at those names, bro. I haven't seen
I mean, that's what I mean. Who are these guys?
Yeah.
That was the last time the Lions beat the Baltimore Ravens. So there's some pent-up aggression, I think, but we're not going to pick that one right now. Let's get into it.
All right, let's do it.
Let me get this. Let me get the chat out of the way. I love you guys in the chat. Keep it up. I want you guys to keep up in the chat too on some of these games. But the first one we're going to talk about is your game. We'll come right out the gate.
Let's do it.
Starting out right there. Packers versus the Browns. Obviously, you guys are getting a boatload over a touchdown, 8.5 points. That's the real question. There's no doubt neither one of us are really going to like there's no way that the Browns could possibly win this game. But can they get it within 8.5 points, Robert?
I already picked this game on our Packers show last night. I said it was going to be 34-17. So obviously I'm believing in the points. I'm going to take this is our first 30-burger game. I feel our offense is progressing every week. That's where I see it going. I think these guys are open. Their offense is suspect, and we're going to exploit them, and we'll see if they can stop us. But I think this is I definitely take the Packers in the points.
All right. I got to get my.
By the way, how did I do last week? Because
I honestly, I'm going to have to tally it up later.
Okay.
I forgot to even.
Yeah, no,
tally.
you're fine. I just won because on my regular pick'ems, I went 13-3 again.
I mean, all of these pride points.
Yeah, no, I know.
All of these pride points. So we got Packers, Browns. Both of us taking the Packers. Russ, Robert. All right, let's get this in here. So, pack. I think last week that they put up a blueprint. The Baltimore Ravens did on how to really attack that defense, even with Myles Garrett on it. And I'm sure that LaFleur saw that, and I expect them to run it up on the Browns. Jets, Bucks. They're in Tampa. Tampa is minus 6.5. What say you, Robert?
I take the Bucks. I like it. The Bucks. The Jets just don't have enough. I'm sorry, and they got Fields.
Okay, so you're taking Bucks. And I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'll take the Jets. Aaron Glenn's a defensive coach. I think that he can make it lower scoring, which could get it into that, under one touchdown type of thing. Why not? I'll pick against you just so we can do that. Right. Rams, Eagles. Yeah, don't take any of our advice seriously unless you want to lose money. So Rams versus Eagles, minus 3.5, and I don't know if that's supposed to be. I'm sure.
I can't believe that. I'm taking the Rams regardless. I think the Rams are a better team. The Eagles are not playing up to Super Bowl level, if you ask me.
Rams, Eagles, minus 3.5. So the Eagles minus 3.5. Yeah, I gotta go there with the Rams too, man. I mean, maybe they know something about the Matt Stafford back.
Maybe.
I mean, that's the only thing. That's the only thing I think could derail the Rams from being Super Bowl contenders this year. Would be just Stafford making it through the year.
Yeah. Keep them clean.
But Colts, Titans in Tennessee. Tennessee getting 4.5 points at home.
Do I believe in Danny Dimes? He's been playing lights out. probably one of the best quarterbacks in the last couple of weeks.
against a rookie.
Yeah, no, I get it, and I'm going to take the Colts. I like
Okay.
it. Let's go
So
Colts.
Robert's got the Colts. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta go with the Colts too. I mean, Cam Ward has not proven it to me yet. Maybe he does prove it to me on this one, but Danny Dimes looks like a real quarterback, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
It's like what the hell is going on? This is like the Twilight Zone here. God, I did some awful typing on here. So it's the Bengals versus the Vikings equals 3.
Yeah, it equals 3. That's right. I mean, they're both without their starting quarterbacks. Both of these guys without starting quarterbacks, and the Vikings are without Aaron Jones, which means a heavy dose of Jordan Mason. Honestly, I think it's going to be better for them. They're going to realize what they got in that guy. But I'm going to take. This is a tough one for me, but I'm taking the Vikings. Fucking hate it. I hate it.
You hate when you have to be like smart and like.
I know I gotta play it. Yeah, it's the Vikings. I'm taking the Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have as much of a problem with it as you. You know you got no starting quarterback. I mean, what do you and the Vikings blitz like crazy madmen from all over the place, and a backup quarterback being able to handle Brian Flores. I mean, I think it should be, if it was -10, I'd probably still take the Vikings.
Yeah.
So, all right. Moving on. The Cowboys and the Bears. Cowboys and the Bears getting
All right.
a point and a half.
Honestly, I cannot take the Bears. I'm not going to take the Bears. I think the Bears are a dumpster fire. And even the Cowboy defense is a dumpster fire. I mean, you've seen the shoot. Russell Wilson goes to having no touchdowns in the first game of the season, and then he lights it up last week against the Cowboys. It's because Parsons ain't there. They don't have a pass rush. They can't stop nothing. I mean, this is going to be a high-scoring game, and Caleb's going to look like a Pro Bowler, but it's not going to help him win. So I'm taking the Cowboys.
The Cowboys. I'm going to take the Cowboys too, just because we watched last week. We watched the meltdown right here, and I'm sorry guys, but Ben Johnson. It's like, this is the question like I had in the back of my mind too, when it comes to Ben Johnson and the Bears and being able to turn that around. Who's the genius? What is it, the Lions players or is it Ben Johnson? And I think that those questions were 100% answered last week, and I didn't know the answer ever before that. I'm not just sitting here a homer not thinking that Ben Johnson isn't smart. I don't know. I mean, they might have went there, and maybe he did hit the ground running, and maybe he did, unlock Caleb Williams, and maybe he still will. But we proved in that spot, like, you can't just take a brain and just say, poof, everybody just do my thing. Should fit in a square peg into a round hole. I think that he's handling Caleb Williams wrong. He's not building the offense around Caleb Williams. He's trying to build Caleb Williams around the offense, and that doesn't work like that. So, sorry, Bear fans. I don't mean to be that bad to you. You heard something. Let's get back into some of these comments right here.
Yeah. You might have hurt
Is it going to hurt my feelings?
No, you might have hurt some Bear fan feelings.
Oh, gosh. Let's
Can't
see.
be no worse than the 50 burger you put on them, though. So,
yeah, we are at a truce until Thanksgiving. Mark Orlando likes that. Hey,
yeah.
But the thing is we got to concentrate on our own games. It's like, I'm not going to sit here and waste my time trolling Packer fans at this point when they play the Browns and we play the Ravens. It's like it's a waste of time at this point,
I mean, as a Lion fans, you guys don't want to go down 2 games to us. You don't want to be behind 2 games right off the bat, in the first quarter of the season, So you got to win, and we got to win. We got to keep the pressure on, so.
Well, it's a tough game, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very, very tough game. The Lions going in there and upsetting the Ravens is this is probably one of the few games this season that they're not going to be favored in. The Lions aren't supposed to win this game.
Nope.
I mean, let that sink in before we puff our chests out and everything like that. They got the money, and the money is where it's at for a reason. Not because a whole bunch of people would just think that but let's make fun of the Lions by making the spread. No, it is what it is, reflected off of what has happened. So them being 4.5-point underdogs is for a reason. They got to prove that they can beat a team like the Ravens, that they can stop a mobile quarterback, that they can get pressure on the quarterback with guys not named Aiden Hutchinson. Those are things that have to be proven. And at least from the villain's standpoint, you got to be able to do that. I'll puff my chest out when they do that. That's usually where I get the biggest tough guy talking, Robert. But it's usually rooted in the fact that these guys are awesome, right? I'm not trying to give you non-facts here. It's like the facts are the Ravens have owned. They've owned the rivalry. The Lions only got one win in it, in the history of it. Mark Orlando's got the Bucks. He's got Browns by 7. LOL. Yeah, right. Come on, man. Come on.
That's the hate. That's the hate. That's not good.
Eagles in the close game. Danny Dimes by 20. Check it out.
You like that?
That's bold.
Yeah.
Danny Dimes coming to the rescue.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes these quarterbacks, all they need is just a change of scenery sometimes because, like I said, all these guys are talented, Robert.
Yeah.
It's my quarterback.
No, it's not my quarterback, but, it's like sometimes it's like I think people will look at their quarterback situation. I'm sure that they've done this in Green Bay with Jordan Love, too, where it's like the grass is greener over here on the other side. They're like, are you sure? Are you sure? I mean, are you going to go in there and get something better than Jordan Love? And from our standpoint, are you sure you're just going to replace Jared Goff, right? And life is good, right? But let me know how that's going to be harder to do than you think to find, solid guys that can run an NFL offense with NFL defenses going after them. Cowboys. Steve's got the Cowboys. Russell says Russell went to high school with Ben Johnson. And he's always pushed back.
Yeah, Steve.
You've had enough of that shit.
I'm sorry, Ben. Anytime I've ever mistreated you, all the times we kind of got bullied. They got bullied in that game. I mean, I don't even know how I feel about that. But the thing is we took our starters out by the end of the game, just like they did. And it's like, going forward on the 4th down, it's like, do you really think that you're special, Bear fans? Why do you think that you're special? It's like we go forward on 4th down on everybody. We get, I know the way Dan was thinking. He wasn't thinking, I'm going to stick it to him and we're going to try to, we're running this. No, they were thinking, we're inside the 5-yard line. If we don't get it, we're still up by 21 and they have the ball inside the 5-yard line. And then our defense can peel its ears back and maybe we get a safety. So that's what I think was the way in when you're trying to get your 52nd point. I don't think it was to run the score up. I think it's a smart play when you're up by that many points to go for it in there, because even if you don't get it, you have them pinned way back where they still got to score 3 touchdowns. So don't get it into your feelings, Bear fan, and think, Ben was running the score up on us. So what if we were?
I expected it.
Yeah, you're a professional football team. Stop us then.
Yeah.
That's what you have defense for. You have guys on the other side of the field. You can, call something that stops us. All right, let's get back into it, Robert.
I'm ready.
I wanted to involve them for a minute. You know,
no, it's good.
Involve the piece. Okay, we did Cowboys, Bucks. I gotta find out. Where? I gotta find out where I was at. Jets, Bucks, Texans. Did we do Texans, Jags? I wrote down.
No, we didn't. We didn't do Texans, Jags.
Okay, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Texans versus the Jaguars down in Jacksonville, where they'll have 0 fans because nobody really follows the Jaguars. So I don't know how much of a home field advantage that is, but you know, they're minus 1.5. Wow. Favored.
Yeah.
The Jaguars are favored at home by 1.5
I'm taking
over the Texans.
I'm taking the Texans. They got this.
Yeah, you can tell by the way that I presented that to you. That's like me seeing it real time, right?
Yeah.
And then usually if I'm going to endorse a bet, putting it's something that sticks out to me and I'm like, what? Really? The Texans?
Yeah.
Are getting 1.5? Yeah, give me the Texans on that. And I'm not even saying the Jaguars aren't any good, but it's like they're another team to me that has to prove it. You got some hype. Travis Etienne's been pretty good. But
like he's returned. He's running for him. His return. He looks good.
But you gotta prove it. Texans are a good team. They got a good defense. They'll test that. So good call on that one. Make sure you get those in there. Texans, Jags. What do you got in the comments? I gotta figure out. I gotta figure out a better flow for this because I need to do something to where we're talking in between these, right?
Right.
And I gotta give them a chance in the comments to be able to make that pick and maybe be able to get that in there to get an extra minute in between to make sure that it's Texans versus the Jaguars, Robert.
Yeah.
And they're in Jacksonville where they have no fans and they're getting minus 1.5 points. What say you, commenters? All right. That was long enough. All right, Raiders. The Raiders versus the Commanders. The Commanders in chief with no Jaden Daniels. No Jaden Daniels, and they're minus 2.5 points at home, Robert.
Do you believe in Marcus Mariota? That's the question.
Super Mario?
He's
my quarterback.
Hell
he's
no.
the guy. He's the guy that's replacing Daniels. So I mean, and then you got that new rookie, Ja'Cory something or other, Krosky Merritt. I mean, the guy's got a law firm for a name. I don't know, man. I mean, these guys. With Jaden in there, I was all about the Commanders, and now I don't. I mean, does Geno bounce back from a tough week? Yeah, I'm gonna take the Raiders in the points just because they're without.
Man,
I am.
I love it, man.
I love it.
I mean, you and I are in agreement a little bit this week. This is kind of scary. Like,
well,
I don't know how to feel about
change
this.
my philosophy when it comes to bet or when it comes to picking against the points. So, it's a little different than just picking them straight up. So,
yeah, to me, when I'm looking at a backup quarterback, and to me, we may be getting on, and this is something you might want to think about out there if you're the type of person that does bet point spreads. I want you to think about this. Take this into consideration right here, that sometimes Vegas, if they have any kind of weakness on themselves, it takes a minute for the points to kind of come in off of the betting, because there's a whole bunch of bets that have already been made off of this game, which has the point spread be at a certain thing. And then Jaden Daniels was listed not to be there. I don't think that this point spread reflects Jaden Daniels not being there. So the fact that the Raiders are getting points at all right now, where you have a starting quarterback going against a backup, is something that think about it. Just think about it. You're getting 2.5 points from the Raiders, and this is off of FanDuel. I get these numbers from. So I most definitely am going to take the Raiders. Make sure you get your picks in there too, but I think this is an easy Raiders pick. To me, I'd like to see anybody that tried to take the Commanders without Jaden Daniels. Let's see what they got in there. I want to see if I have anybody in here. We got anybody talking that? We got the Raiders. Moving Jags to London soon. The London Jaguars. Yeah, they would actually have a couple fans. They'd show up. They'd probably be crazy fans over there. Got the Raiders from Mark in there. Moving on. I'm giving them enough time there, didn't I, Robert?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
No, that's plenty of time.
So we got the Broncos going out to the Chargers. It's 2.6. I was awful typing fast. 2.5 points. How do you bet 2.6, Robert?
I don't know. I mean,
There.
this is a tough one here.
Division.
The Broncos lost to Danny Dimes last week. Man. I'm going to take the Broncos with the points. You know, I like the spread.
So you got
I think they can keep it close and actually even beat them.
Broncos, Chargers. So the Broncos are getting 2.5 points. Chargers minus 2.5. This one is hard,
Yeah.
but I believe in John Harbaugh, man. He just has one of those tough-nosed teams. I'll pick against you on this. I'll take the Chargers. You got the Broncos. Yeah, I mean, what do you got out there from all of my peeps? All of my peeps out here. Broncos, Chargers. They got Chargers by 3. Chargers by 3. See, that's why that point spread, that it just feels like that. Like this game's going to come down to that, right?
Yep.
That's why these things are so hard. If you say Chargers by 3, then you would actually win, you know, even giving them the points. But if it's Chargers by, 4, where they're down by 3, score a last-second touchdown and win by 4, or if they just kick a field goal and win by 1, well, then you would lose that. You would lose that. That's what's so hard, that those points. And they're smart cookies there in Vegas. They are professionals at getting your money. Believe you me. So don't get it twisted. It's not easy to pick against the spread. And if you do pick against the spread, the only advice I would do is give yourself lots of hits. Go through it and do actually pick them all. Because if you can get yourself and you're picking 10, 15 games per week, then the numbers are, if you are picking the good numbers, you're picking 60%, you're going to win more than you lose. Don't just pick one and throw all your eggs into a basket and be a homer and just bet on your team. I guess you could do that if you wanted to. But anyway, moving on. Falcons, Panthers. Falcons looked really, really good against the Minnesota Vikings last week. Looked really, really good. Really, really good defense in the middle. Looked like a lot of their young players that they've been stuffing on to that defense are starting to blossom, turn into real players. And the Panthers, well, they're the Panthers. So they're getting 5.5 points. What say you, Robert?
I'm taking the Falcons. I think they cover.
So we got Falcons. Yeah, I like what I see from the Falcons. Last year I picked the Falcons to bust out a little bit, and it was like a year delayed. I mean, you can see the talent popping, and now you got your quarterback. You got something to build around. You got yourself a good a good defense. That defense looks good. You got to be able to get pressure, forcing teams into mistakes, and they can do that. So, from the comments, anybody in there, Falcons, Meteor Strike, anytime I bet I lose money. A friend that makes a living on sports betting. I'm convinced he's from the future. No, I mean, if you're in tune with all of the games, it does kind of give you a little bit of an advantage, especially when you know about injuries and you're up to date on all of your. Just make sure be educated. Do the research. Don't just bet with your heart. If you're going to make a bet and you're using your hard-earned money to bet, go into it, do a little bit of research, find out who the injuries are, make sure that star players aren't going to be sidelined or, nursing injuries. I mean, take all of those things into consideration and then place your bet. But if you just want to have some fun and bet on your team, that's also fun too, whatever. You can do that. But now we're moving on to the Steelers versus the Patriots. The Patriots getting a 1.5 at home against the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers. All right.
Who's getting the points?
The Patriots are getting the points, 1.5. They're at home against Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers.
Rodgers should have stayed retired. I'm going to take the points in the Patriots. He should have stayed retired. He should have went retired. I don't know. He's just.
He reminds me of when Peyton Manning went to the Broncos. You mean, he's obviously not Aaron Rodgers, MVP Aaron Rodgers. There's no doubt about that. But, and the Steelers, or I should say the Patriots, are kind of like an upstart team. You got a young quarterback in Drake May, and you got a lot of young playmakers, new head coach that has ties to the team. That been part of the rich history of it. So I like the Patriots in this game as well. See what you guys got in the comments. Mark's got the Patriots. And Paul Jones, there we go. Battle of the mids. He says, I'll take the Steelers. The battle of the mids. I like that.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's such like the worst place to be put in. To me, I just want to be one of the fish that's swimming at the end, in the big shark, in the big end. And it sucks being like a decent team that's always picking in like the low 20s. And that's where the Steelers have been, that purgatory for so long. Like, at least the Lions have been shitty and now they're good. Like, and you could see them winning a Super Bowl with the roster or whatever. You can't see. You can see the Steelers being good. Tomlin's going to make a competitive product. I'll never see that team winning a Super Bowl. They're not going to win a Super Bowl. Patriots, they're in that spot right now. They're in the mediocres. But out of the two teams, the Patriots have the best chance to, be through progression, not be one of those mid teams anymore. They could come out and if they built their roster right, then they could come out and be one of the big fish too. But I've given it enough time. I think I'm doing enough time. I think
I was going to ask. I got a question. Does Tomlin get fired? Because Rodgers had his last two coaches fired. Mike got fired in Green Bay, and then he went to the Jets, and he got Saleh fired in mid-season. Two of them. Now, if Tomlin starts fading, and if they start to go,
you've had enough of that shit.
Yeah, adios. He gets him fired in the middle of the
I don't know, man. Aaron Rodgers going for the hat trick.
He's my quarterback.
Give him the hat trick, man. I'll get you fired.
The Rodgers curse. Yeah.
I'll get you fired.
No doubt. He's got 2 head coaches fired in mid-season, bro.
It's like LaFleur could like feel it coming on me, like, whoa, hot potato.
Yeah,
he got that shit out there. I was like, I don't want to get fired because of your dumb ass.
Yeah.
Hell no.
For sure.
Hell no. He's gonna go and start his podcast and tell everybody he's got his own home remedy. Let's go. Don't worry, Karen Rodgers. I never said that for Mike T until they signed Karen Rodgers. Yeah. I mean, you're hoping that defense carries you. It has to. I mean, if you want to duplicate what the Broncos did with Peyton Manning, you have to have an elite defense. And right now, you ain't got that. Yeah. You got elite defensive players, but you don't have an elite defense anymore. But moving on, and it's the Chiefs versus the Giants. Giants getting 6.5 points versus the Chiefs that don't look like the same Chiefs, Robert.
Yeah. All right, but let me ask you this. Patrick Mahomes has never had 3 games lost in a row. He's at that point right now. He lost the Super Bowl in the first 2 games of the season. It's the first time he's had 3 in a row. I don't think there's going to be a 4 in a row. I think the Giants are horrible. I don't care if the spread was 20. The Chiefs cover. They're going to destroy these guys.
They're going to destroy them. Oh gosh, man, I'm gonna shock the world right here. I am gonna take the Giants in the points with this, and it's right there at 6.5 points. I can just see the Giants with the type of team that the Giants have. You have 2 factors that I kind of believe in here, where it's kind of right place, right time. Here, let me write yours down right there. So you got the Chiefs. You think they're going to get right in there. What defeated the Chiefs in the Super Bowl was the fact that Jalen Carter and the Jordan Davis, Milton Williams, they were just getting pressure up the middle like mad, and they made Patrick Mahomes be bad in that game. And the Giants are a dumpster fire of a team, except on their defensive line, where they got some dogs on that defensive line. You just drafted Abdul Carter with the 2nd overall pick, ascending. You got Brian Burns. You got an elite, maybe the best defensive line in the National Football League, underestimated defensive line. And I think they're going to lose this game. But I think they're going to give the Chiefs problems, and I think that the Giants are going to cover and get within 6.5 points of that. What say you in the comments? Chiefs by 9. Yeah, Paul agrees with you. Mark agrees with you.
Yeah, they will lose their mind.
The G-men have the D-line to fold them up. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I don't bet with my heart what I see, and I don't see the Chiefs as a Taylor Swift video like some of the people do. I know that Patrick Mahomes has been in a lot of commercials, but one thing that I know about nasty defensive linemen, they don't give a shit how many commercials that you've been a part of or how popular you are. As a matter of fact, they get paid to drop popular people on their head. If you remember those type of people from when we went to school, Robert.
Yeah.
The ones that stuffed you into lockers and
get you swirly.
That's right. In the NFL, they call those defensive linemen.
Yeah.
And I think that when the G-men play the Chiefs, that the G-men's defensive linemen are going to stuff Patrick Mahomes into a locker.
Yeah.
It's my quarterback.
Maybe.
Oh, that's a good take. I can't wait to cut that one out.
Maybe.
Oh, moving on. The Cardinals. The 49ers The reeling 49ers. -2.5. So the 49ers giving up 2.5 points to the lowly Cardinals. Division game, Robert. What say you?
I'm taking the Cardinals.
Gonna take the Cardinals.
I think Mac Jones is still starting for the 49ers, right?
Yeah.
He's not back. Yeah, I'm taking the Cardinals. I'm taking the Keebler Elf.
Yeah. I got to go with you on that one. We're not gonna. I'm not even gonna spend too much time on that, just because backup quarterback is backup quarterback.
Yep.
Mac Jones. All right, Saints and Seahawks. Saints are getting 8.5 points, but they really suck against the Seahawks.
It's 8.5 again. You got 7.5.
7.5.
Okay.
Did I say 8.5?
Yeah, you said 8.5. So I was like, wait a minute, am I reading it wrong?
Yeah, I have bad eyesight. I don't have my glasses.
So do I. That's why you keep seeing me lean in. Until when you get older, eyes are first to go. I'm going to take the. It's a lot of points, Jesus, but I'm going to trust in Darnold. If it was 7, I'd just feel better about it. But they always put that half point in that kind of throws it off. But I'm going to say the Seahawks cover. I'm going to take the Hawks.
Okay, so Robert's got the Hawks. Gosh, man, it's like I think the Hawks are going to win
For sure.
but that's 7.5 is like it's a mile. Like when you realize that most games are decided by under a touchdown. I mean, I always love that excuse to losing teams. I used to use it with the Lions a lot. Yeah, but we had like 10 games where we were within 4 points. It's like, yeah, so what? Like it really doesn't matter because most of the games are decided by that 4 points. That's why, because they're good at the end of the games and everything. So, oh gosh, you know what? I'll take the Saints just to pick against you. I don't know how much I believe in it, but that is a lot of points, so that would be my justification with it.
Right.
And then here we are, Lions-Ravens right here. And, like, even if my belief in my mind, this is the cool thing, is that I get to pick the Lions, and I'm going to pick them, and I'm going to feel confident that they're going to get, and the game's going to be closer than 4.5 points. But that doesn't mean I think that the Lions are even going to win this game. And that's where I'm at with it. What are you betting against?
I was just letting you go first on this one because it's your team. So I wanted to. Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Ravens.
Be gentle.
I'm taking the Ravens. I just think they're the better team right now. I mean, even though week 1 they melted down, they bounced back. They played against Cleveland, who we're going up against this week, and Lamar put up 5 touchdowns. So, I mean, I'm about the Ravens. I think they got a good team, and you guys. All right. You lost to us, and then you beat the Bears. I mean, you beat the Bears handily. Don't get me wrong. So I'm not sure what your identity is. Like, I think you as a fan base probably feel the same way. You're not sure about your team yet. I mean, so this is a game that's going to tell a lot of things. So, but I'm still taking I'll take the Ravens and the points. I'll do that.
Well, there you go. There you have it. And I expect that. Like I need somebody on this show every week picking against the Lions, and I'm such a homer that I always pick for the Lions. So I can always count on you, Robert.
Yes, sir.
When it comes with that. But no, I think this is a proving game for the Lions. Because
Right.
I think that most Lion fans, in the back of their mind, they feel like you just said, right? You're waiting for them, as good as the team is, right? You're
Yeah.
waiting for the Lions to go in and take a team like the Ravens or like the Chiefs. And even though they beat the Chiefs in the one year, they did it without Kelsey. There's always some kind of excuse and the Lions need to win a game like this.
Yes.
You don't have to blow them out. You don't have to, get a lot of, points that are like style points. It doesn't have to look sexy. Just beat a good team like this with a mobile quarterback, like a running quarterback that can kill you like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Lamar may be the best quarterback in the league. I mean, and I'm not just by what he presents against you, because if you try to make him a pocket quarterback, he'll kill you from the pocket. If you get him outside the pocket, then he plays run versus pass, dumps it over your head. He just makes defenses look stupid. And the ones that do play well against him, it's like they play so disciplined. It's like there's a very certain style of defense. You got to play discipline. You can't like play outside of your scheme, so to speak. Like if he's outside the pocket, you can't run from your spot to go and freak out because he's there. And it's hard because sometimes you got to watch Lamar Jackson run for 7 yards and then you get the tackle. But if you get out of your spot and then you allow him to do that Houdini shit, the thing is, the Lions can win the game as long as Lamar Jackson doesn't have 3 explosion plays in the game. Like, you can't let him run for 40 yards and get these long, or throw these bombs and let these wide receivers get behind the defense and let them have big chunk plays. If he can go down the field 3 yards, 4 yards, first down, you make him chunk it all the way down and they score, I can live with that. I can live with that if they chunk me all the way down. What I can't live with is guys looking stupid out in coverage and watching big plays with guys running free down the field. So that's the only thing I ask, Kelvin Shepard, is that you don't give up the big plays. If the Ravens beat us, they beat us because we got into a slugfest and we just got out in the middle of the ring and we just beat the shit out of each other until the time ran out. That's how I can accept the loss. Anything other than that, you know, I don't want it to be from mistakes like that. You want to win the Lombardi? I mean, mistakes aren't, that's not an option. Can't make mistakes. Mistake free. Who's going to play the best football at the end of the season? You got to get ready. The Baltimore Ravens can get you ready. That is a great test from every aspect, all 3 levels of the defense, into special teams. Their offense versus our defense versus their offense. It's a great test. All 3 phases of the game. Now, Robert's team, no, not so much. You know, I mean, they got the Browns. There's definitely not tested on all 3 phases of the game. No. You guys got to take care of business. You guys got to go in there and put the boots to them and show them that they're not in your league, because they're not. They're not. If that game ends up being close, you know, I know that how Packer fans are. You guys will probably question that, being like, why are you letting the Browns hang around? Yeah. You know? So, different type of scenarios this year. You guys are going to go to 3-0. Lions got to keep pace. They got to beat a really good team, staying at 2-1. You do not want to slip 2 games behind the Packers with them having a victory already.
I know. Hey, you guys got us. It's the same thing I told our fan base when you guys beat us last year in the first game, and even the year before. I mean, we won the Thanksgiving matchup, but last year you guys smacked us. I go, look, they're already up, and we're already in a hole. It's a start. It's hard to get out of that hole. We never even came close. I mean, you guys dominated, so I understand.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, and I don't even call it like that. Even the game where the Lions won 24-14 or whatever, it seemed like it wasn't that close at the end, but that game can come down to the Kirby Joseph interception. I mean, honestly, you know, you take that play out of the game, and that's a completely different game. You know, same thing in this last game. Like, if you go back into that one play that Brian Branch made, if that's a play that sticks, that changes the complexion of the game. It's like, I mean, it is what it is. And that's how close games are, guys. Like, it literally is that close. Every game, even blowouts, come down to a play or two I mean, think about even the Lions game, right? They weren't even close. Oh yeah, well, how about the end of the half? If they don't let that play in and the Lions don't get any points on that catch made by Isaac Tesla, and then you just go into halftime at 21-14 instead of 28-14. How does that change the complexion of the game? Do the Lions still blow them out at 52, or is it because it's closer? It changes the way you make play calls, what the score is. You know, when the Lions are down by 3 touchdowns against you guys, the playbook is smaller. You know, we can't you can't go in the fourth quarter down by 3 touchdowns and establish the run. You know, it's like you got to throw the ball, which puts you guys in an advantage. And when you guys know we have to throw the ball, well, then you throw your dogs in there, and that's how you win games. Though I expect you to do nothing less. Go out. If the jugular's there, go for it. You know, dead in the water. I don't blame the Commanders last year for beating us in the playoffs. I don't even hate them. You got a wounded team when the blood's in the water. Attack. Get in there. Yeah. It's still hot. Water's still warm. Get in here. Get in here. You know, hell yeah, I would love to have a healthy Aiden Hutchinson in that game. Damn. That's all I could ask for this year. If I ask for anything from my Lions this year, is that if and when the Lions get into the playoffs, that we have a full healthy roster and we give it our best shot. Then I can live with it. I can live with it. I don't have to sit up here and say, man, what if they didn't? What if they had? What if I don't even think that those are excuses. Those are just truths. You know?
And I'll tell you the one thing I learned long ago, and it's no matter how good your season is, if you make the playoffs, it's a brand new season. Anything can happen. So
right.
You just got to be playing good football at the end of the year. You're in the playoffs, you have just as much chance as anybody.
Yeah, and you guys don't want to have peaked too early.
Right.
Because you guys will go. The thing is like the Packers will go through a lull in this season. At some point in time, you'll lose a game somewhere, and maybe you'll lose 2 games in a row or whatever. You'll go into a lull to where your team will have to figure something out. And that is just based off of, to me, I think it's totally based off of research and tape, right? You guys are going to put something out there for the first 5-6 weeks. Well, when you guys get into the second half of the season, that's enough tape for really good defensive coordinators and offensive coordinators to kind of figure out, well, what made the Packers so successful at the beginning of the season? And then they'll stop that. They'll get into the middle of the season. They'll start stopping the things that you're doing well right now. And you'll have to figure something else out. And then the teams that are peaking at the end of the season are the teams that go far in the playoffs. I believe that, because I do believe that offensive and defensive coordinators are so freaking smart, Robert, that they will, they'll be able to figure stuff off just based off of weeks. That's why you don't figure out what teams are until week 5, week 6. We really don't know yet. Teams haven't decided who's going to be the good teams yet. You have an idea. Obviously, I think that the Packers are going to be good for the whole season. I don't think they're going to fall off too much. But I do believe that some of the teams that look really, really good right now, maybe even some of the 2-0 teams, how many of the 2-0 teams that are out there do you think will miss the playoffs that are 2-0 right now? It will happen. You know, let's see what we got here. Right now you got the Bills at 3-0. You don't think there's any chance they miss the playoffs, right?
Nope.
Chargers are 2-0 right now. They're I think that there's and the Chiefs are 0-2. Do you think that there's a great divisional topic right there? Come on.
Well, I mean, at 0-2, you have a 12% chance of making the playoffs. 12%. So it's not over for them, but that's a very low percentage for Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
I understand, bro.
Take the burning.
I call him Little Patty.
Yeah, whatever.
I call him Little Patty. That's what I call him, Little Patty.
I love how narratives like I wonder sometimes, like before I got into media, it's not like I believed everything that was out there, but I believed that like everything had to be like at least combed through to have some sense of truth. And now that I'm in media, I realize that people can just say whatever they want. They can have whatever. Here's my QB rankings and everything like that. And it's just really funny how narratives will change the way that you talk about a scenario. Like, for instance, when you're talking about this AFC West, now Patrick Mahomes is 0-2, right? So the story is, well, it's Patrick Mahomes. You know, Taylor Swift and Kelsey are going to get together, and after their wedding, they're going to, you know, have a powwow, and they'll turn it around because it's Patrick Mahomes, and you know, they State Farm Insurance, so you know, they'll get it together. And if the same scenario were the Lions at 0-2 with Jared Goff, it would be like, oh, the fire, it's the everything's burning right now. What are they going to do? It's a 10% chance for them to make the playoff. Oh, they're so far down. And what's the difference? Well, Patrick Mahomes has been in a Super Bowl. Okay, I get all that, but it's just funny how a narrative will just make you look at two completely the same things. Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff. If Jared Goff was in that situation, Rome would be burning and everybody would be flipping out right now. Nobody would be given a pass like they're giving Patrick Mahomes right now.
Yeah. He should be getting a lot of heat. 3 in a row.
He does. He is getting heat, but it isn't the heat that would be given to Jordan Love.
Oh, yeah.
If Jordan Love was 0-2, I mean, they would be calling for LaFleur's head. They would be going,
put Malik in. Oh, my Lord.
You know what I mean? But because it's Patrick Mahomes and Taylor Swift and the darling of the NFL, there is a portion of people that are out there that, oh, we're not freaking out at all. It's Patrick Mahomes. That's what they have faced adversity before, Robert. Like, Scott.
They'll tell you they're never out of it. They'll tell you Patrick Mahomes is never out.
Sure. And honestly, I think they're right. I don't think anybody's out of it. You know, even if the Lions had dropped to 0-2, I don't think that they're out of it. It's like 1 week at a time. You can go on a 5-game winning streak. You can start 0-2 and be 5-2 at week 7. It's not unheard of. And especially when you're playing tough ass games like some of these. I mean, you're not. It's not like they had some kind of easy schedule at the beginning. You think the Chargers are easy? That's a John Harbaugh Chargers now. You know, he takes over that team. They stop drafting wide receivers and they draft a freaking left tackle in the first round his first year as coach. It's like, it's different under Harbaugh. Harbaugh has made that team a tough type of team, and the Kansas City Chiefs are going to have to pack their lunch now to try to get out of that AFC West alive. And good. It's better for football.
Yeah,
it is.
It will be, because it'll bring out the competitiveness in them and those guys. So we'll see. I'm excited about it.
And I don't mind going over. That's why you're probably like, man, he's going way over. No, but you're used to talking football.
Yeah, I like talking football.
And especially on Saturday here, we're heading into the college part too. I don't know if you're are you into college at all or no?
I do a lot of I have like 30 fantasy football teams for pro. I got my hands full. Trust me.
Kyle says walk off fitting. Let me get these. I'm gonna get these comments back up in here. Make sure, and I'm going to see if there's something else that we want to talk about before I sign off in here. Momentum is real. One play can turn a 4-score game. It can. I mean, it really is. You got to be playing complementary football. They talk about it all the time. Talking heads love to talk about stats. I like stats too, but it really is all about game script and momentum when it comes to games.
I mean, I like stats too, but the only one that matters is wins and losses and who's got more Super Bowls. That's it.
and I don't even agree with that 100% because there's a game within. But well, you got Lombardi, so it's like people would say, how do you follow a team that's never won a Super Bowl? The thing is like we go on the same ride that you guys go on. You guys just got to the end of the ride and got to feel what that feels like to win that Super Bowl. But I mean, Barry Sanders gave us great memories. You know, we've had there were great games within that had your emotions going, great wins, great like there is greatness in stats because it is so hard to win a Super Bowl. I mean, to be the team hoisting that Lombardi, there's no recipe. There is no team that's like figured it out. It's like it is literally that hard, and it comes down to the hardest working players, you know, and it being fruition. Why is Tom Brady the greatest quarterback of all time? Is he the greatest quarterback of? I mean, Aaron Rodgers is probably a better quarterback, but there's something about Tom Brady, the way that he related to other players, the way that he prepared, and the way that he got his team prepared with a mentality that no matter what, that you can go out there and just execute the next play, all of that stuff. That's all stuff that's easier said than done because you know how it is, Robert, when you're in the most pissed off moment of the game where your team's not doing what you want it to do, you're throwing controllers and TVs and punching walls. Like, we ask our football players that in that moment where we're losing our shit for them to be completely calm. And what's wrong with that? Like, you want the guy that's just got ice in his veins during that moment and just goes out and just does the next play. You need that cold as ice type of thing. And those don't grow on trees. And that's a beautiful thing to watch when you watch, even vicariously through other teams. No, I've never won a Super Bowl. I never felt what that feels like. I don't know what that's like. But I still love football more than any other sport. And I'll watch every Lions game. And if they win, they win. You know, I'll be really happy if they do. You know, that's awesome. And
you guys are on the fringe. That's why you're on the fringe, bro. It draws you in. I think being on the fringe is worse than anything. Being on the edge of it is worse than anything.
But you have to be on the fringe to win it.
Yes,
I mean,
I get it.
There are very few teams that are like, where the hell did they come from? You know, you know, a couple of those Giants teams, right, with Eli Manning. You know, you got an occasional Trent Dilfer, you know, or Brad Johnson, you know, from the Bucs. Like, occasionally you get these Cinderella teams, but it's not like it happens all the time. It's usually people that are on the doorstep and they're there, like the Rams, right? You just bring in Stafford to put you just a little bit over the edge. Think about how close that was just for him to not win the Super Bowl that year. I mean, the San Francisco 49ers literally dropped the interception that would have sealed the game, that would have took them to the Super Bowl over the Rams. And imagine how we would look at that trade now.
Yeah.
And that's a team that won the Super Bowl. They were on the fringe, Robert. They were on the fringe.
Yeah.
And then they finally get through there. But was it the Stafford thing? Was it the Von Miller thing? What was the thing that made them go over the edge? Well, maybe it wasn't one thing. Maybe it was a couple of things, and sprinkled in with maybe a little bit of luck and a little bit of things happening just at the right time for you. You know, you got to admit, Robert, you won a Super Bowl. Was there any element of luck at any point in time where you're like, wow, that really went in our favor? That's a really sure. Like on every one that you won, what, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a game or two in there where you won ugly, or you just caught a break, and that made the difference. That was the little extra that you needed. You need it. I think that's all part of it. I don't think anybody's gone through a whole season where there wasn't a little bit of luck in there. I mean, for a win or for a loss, or winning ugly is part of the game. I mean, you can't show up every week and play perfect. Nobody can. We're human, so that's where it ends up. Well, that's a long one.
Well, this is a good comment, though. It says, when your team sucks, you have no expectations.
Yeah.
Every win is a gift. So you're celebrating wins like you're winning division, right? And so when you have a great team, you only have one game in mind. Anything less is a disappointment. That is so true, Rick. That is a great. You like that? That is a great comment right there. Nailed it. Nailed it. And that's the thing. It's like what I'm learning here is like the disappointment. You earn the right to be disappointed. The thing is, it's like if you ain't in the battle, then you're not I don't know, you miss the playoffs, you're just kind of like, oh well, I mean, whatever. Like when you guys didn't make the playoffs the year that we knocked you out in 2022 or 21. Yeah, it was just, I mean, but you guys didn't like pity party and poop, whatever. You just kind of tuned out football for the off season, and when the next season came around, you're like, okay, here we go again.
Yep.
That's what we all do.
Yeah.
That's it. And you weren't disappointed for very long, but when you've been a losing franchise like the Lions, you're out by November. You're not really thinking about it. We're already looking at the next year's draft class, and hopefully, you earn the right to have those good heartbeat moments, where you're wondering if your team can go all the way. Those playoff games, there's nothing better than feeling the pressure of a playoff game, knowing that it could be your last game. And actually winning one of those games, that was like the coolest feeling ever, to like go into a game against Matt Stafford, where the world's against you, and the implications of that trade were all on the line, and that was your first playoff game, and that was your first victory that you got in the playoffs in over 30 years, was taking out your old quarterback that was traded away, and your new quarterback that nobody believed in and nobody gave a shit about, that they threw him away like a piece of garbage, beats that team and moves on. And then you get another playoff win. Like, that's an awesome feeling. But then the feeling that you get with getting your heart ripped out in the NFC Championship game, oh, we earned that feeling. We earned that feeling. Such a beautiful, awful feeling. And I say beautiful, awful because it's okay. We'll live from it, right? But then if we ever do win a Super Bowl, you'll remember that beautiful, awful feeling to go along with the euphoria of the beautiful feeling that you would get from winning a Super Bowl. I'm only guessing that's what it would be like, Robert. But I think that's what it is. You earned that awful feeling that you get from the playoff loss. That's how much you love your team. You're willing to let it wreck your day for shit. For me, it usually takes a week for a playoff loss, at least. To where you can just kind of move on and think of your team next year without that loss. It took me about a week with the Commanders, even though I did show up on my show and took my loss like a man the next day.
Gotta do it. Gotta take that L when it happens.
Oh, we're saving people one football fan at a time. We're saving your sanity. I thought I was going to get some more, but remember to get your comments and your questions in. We can take them all in there. But I think I'm going to take off, Robert. I got to get some work done on this page. I got to get some content up. I got to put some stuff up. But this has been the Lion Villain Report, Faith, Family, Then Football. We picked all of the games. This is the weekly Heist picks. That's right.
You like that?
I do. Trying to make picking them all against the spread. And thank you, Robert. So why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
You can find me every day on the Daily Huddle. We do a noon show, Central Time. Catch me like tonight's open mic night, 7 p.m. Central. Also catch me on Wednesdays and Sundays on the Red Zone Rant. I do a few shows, so And I appear on other people's shows too. So I like to get around and have fun. I love to talk football, and if you should run into me, we can talk football.
Oh, and you can also talk with Robert. And thank you, Robert. You can also speak with Robert on any one of our posts. You can find him under the Fool's Gold Lions hashtag. And you can argue with him on there because, yeah, he does not believe in the future of the Detroit Lions, even though we do. But that's okay.
Not this year, but next year, maybe.
But we'll have to see how this all plays out. I think this is going to be a great year for football. I would love to have 3 games. No matter what happens on Thanksgiving, I would love to have a 3rd game with the Packers this year, or a 3rd game within the NFC North. That would be really cool. That proves the strength of the division. And unfortunately, I don't think that the other 2 teams are going to measure up this year. Maybe out of no fault of their own. Well, it's definitely Ben Johnson's fault.
It's my quarterback.
This episode is brought to you by Fanatics.com. If you are rocking with the 313, if you bleed Honolulu blue, then you need to gear up like the real one over at Fanatics, our official merch partner. Here's what you do. You click that link in the description, in the comments, and save up to 25% off of your order from our affiliate marketing partners over at Fanatics. Every click supports the channel, the page, and lets the world know that Detroit fans do it bigger. We do it better. Villain Squad don't do knockoffs. We do official. We do Fanatics. Get yours. Thank you, everybody, for being part of the show. Connect with me. Connect with me. Connect with the YouTube. Got the YouTube link in the description. Hit that subscribe button. Connect with us wherever you roll on social media. The villain rolls. So don't forget to hit that like button. Hit that comment button. Ask questions. Feel free. And it's faith, family, and then football. In that order. We use football to spend time with our family and create memories. We don't let football use us. And may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again in Jesus' name. Amen. My Monday morning show. I will see you guys on that. We're definitely going to do a good preview of the Monday night game on there. God bless you guys. Faith, family, and football. Peace out.